Like I said, any situation, if you switch KD and LeBron and they was in the same situation with the same lineup in the same circumstances, they would not be a different outcome, and it might be better off when KD switches to the Miami Heat team. You get to let Dwayne Wade play his normal position, handle the ball, attack the rim. KD spaces the floor. Chris Bosh still get to play in the mid-range. That would be a perfect team. He wouldn't have choked like how fucking LeBron choked in his first finals or his second finals against the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks. He choked. KD first finals, he averaged 30 on 50% against LeBron James, who was in his Defensive Player of the Year mode. That was KD in his first finals. This is the first thing that we're going to go over. I scroll on Twitter while I'm watching Players' Choice. They just basketball, YouTube. They go live every Monday through Friday. I like tapping in with them. I don't always watch it live, but I like how they got everything set up. Normal niggas talk about basketball. But I was watching this one live, and one of the co-hosts, Mars, during the broadcast, he tweeted this: if everyone in the league was absolute prime, what would the top 10 look like? He got Bron number 1, Steph, Jokic, KD, Giannis, tier 2. Tier 3, Embiid, Luka, Shea, Kawhi, CP3, AD, Harden. No order within tiers. Listen, this is how I know people don't be watching basketball the right way. To have Bron in a tier by himself is crazy. You cannot put Bron in a tier by himself when KD is sitting right there. I can even give you Steph. I can give you Steph maybe. Because we talk about the two-way ability. I can give you Steph. But to put KD in a lower tier than Bron at his absolute peak, it don't make sense. And this is the back and forth that we had. I said peak for peak, KD tier 1. I'm building my team around him. Nobody gets worse playing with KD. That is a fact. Literally, no one has gotten worse playing with KD. If you're a third option and you averaged 20 before KD got there, when he come to the team, you gonna average your same 20. Your efficiency gonna be better. Your game gonna stay the same. Everything gonna be the same. Or has to change their game. Facts. He's not a liability at literally anything. Peak KD is 30 points per game. Fact. 50, 40, 90. Fact. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Mind you, KD is a 7'2" guard. If you get an 8 rebounds and 5 assists from a guy who floats around the 3-point line a lot, who stays in the mid-range a lot, and he giving you 8 rebounds as your 2 guard, come on, bro. He would average 10 rebounds. He's 7 foot. I know a lot of people in the comments right now are going to be like, he's a 7-footer. He can't even get 10 rebounds. No player that floats around the 3-point line gonna average 10 rebounds. That's the same reason why Miles Turner don't average 10 rebounds. The same reason why Brook Lopez don't average 10 rebounds. They're 7-footers who space the floor. And KD getting more rebounds than both of them. 8 rebounds is a lot from a guy who's a 7'2" guard who stays around the perimeter. You're getting 5 assists from him. Peak KD, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, rim protecting, who gives you 50, 40, 90, 30 points per game. I'm pretty sure he was like tops in the league in shot blocking. A real rim protector. So you getting your best player is your best rebounder. KD was the best rebounder, scorer, and rim protector on the team. On top of being a switchable defender, on top of spacing the floor, so you get gravity from him too, and he can play with anybody, bro. It's like, it makes no sense, bro. There's nothing that KD couldn't do, and you want to say he's tier 2? I get Bron number 1. You can put Bron in, I get Bron in tier 1, I get it. But to put him dolo makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. KD can literally play in any play style with any player, and they don't have to change nothing about their games. They literally get better. Klay Thompson got better. Steph Curry got better. Draymond got better. All those guys get better. Kyrie had his first 50, 40, 90 season with KD. James Harden looked like the best point guard in the league with KD. Russell Westbrook, he took Russell Westbrook to the finals. They was in the Western Conference Finals every year. LeBron first year with Russell Westbrook, they don't get out the first round. KD had to deal with that the whole first 8 years of his career. No one ever thought Russell Westbrook was trash in OKC. No one. But KD could play with him, but LeBron can't. And that's what I mean when I say malleable superstar. Malleable superstar can play with any player. Russell Westbrook would never get worse playing with him because he don't need the ball. He can play with the ball, play without the ball. Mars responds, no. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. I say nice argument, bro. There's no retort from my stance. He said, I agree with what you're saying. I disagree with tier 1, hence no. This is another thing I say. I say, as a player, if you watch the games, that's the key. As a player, if you watch the games, KD, there's no player in this era that is better than him. There's no player you can say is better than KD in its era. There's no team that LeBron was on or that KD was on that if you switch them at their peak, if you switch them, no team that either one of these players was on, if you switch them at their peak, that there will be a different outcome from either team. LeBron and him would have switched places their whole career, it would be different outcomes. I don't see that. And if you ask me, it probably would be better outcomes on the other side for KD. Let me just go over this. I know a lot of people gonna be crying. You put LeBron for the first 8-9 years like KD was with Russell Westbrook would have been traded by his third year. And that's just a fact. They play the same. Russell Westbrook is a shorter version of LeBron James. You switch KD and you put him on the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they would have won all 4 of those championships. Facts. You switch KD on the Miami Heat with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, they would have won 4 straight championships. And I would go to my grave thinking that. I would. Going through the soft East, the best player that the Miami Heatles played throughout the whole East run, 36-year-old Kevin Garnett, 22-year-old Paul George. Those are teams that LeBron and the Heatles was playing against in Miami. KD playing against Tim Duncan Spurs, Lakers, Dirk Nowitzki. Come on, bro. What are we even talking about? Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard. Like, what are we talking about? These are the teams that KD was playing in the West against. And LeBron get to play against 20-year-old Paul George and Jason Tatum at 20 years old. These are the best. Who is the best player that LeBron ever played against in the East throughout this whole run? A 35-year-old Kevin Garnett? A 20-year-old Paul George? A 19-year-old rookie Jason Tatum that dunked on him? Victor Oladipo? DeMar DeRozan, who said the softest shit I ever heard in my life? If LeBron was on my team, I would have won too. These are the players that LeBron are playing in the Eastern Conference. And KD is playing against Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Or he's playing against great teams like Memphis with Zebo and Tony Allen and Marcus, all these top players who make a good grinded out team. Like I said, any situation, if you switch KD and LeBron and it was in the same situation with the same lineup and the same circumstances, they would not be a different outcome, and it might be better off when KD switches to the Miami Heat team. You get to let Dwayne Wade play his normal position, handle the ball, attack the rim. KD spaces the floor. Chris Bosh still get to play in the mid-range. That would be a perfect team. He wouldn't have choked like how fucking LeBron choked in his first finals or his second finals against the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks. He choked. KD first finals, he averaged 30 on 50% against LeBron James, who was in his Defensive Player of the Year mode. That was KD in his first finals. He wasn't shooting under 40% like LeBron did in his first finals. Against the Spurs, he shot under 40%. And there was no matchup for LeBron with the Spurs. They had who? Steven Jackson? Who they had on him? LeBron was guarding KD in his first finals. He averaged 30 on over 50% shooting. You think KD on the Miami Heatles wouldn't have won 3 straight championships? Easy. Dwayne Wade get to play his same slashing game, handle the rock. Chris Bosh in the paint. KD, do it all. Rim protecting, floor spacing. It would have been a perfect match. KD would have got those same rings that LeBron got in Miami if he was on that team. And if you put LeBron with Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka and Enes Kanter and Andre Roberson, who can't shoot, that's the floor spacing that KD was playing with. Enes Kanter, Kendrick Perkins, Serge Ibaka, Russell Westbrook. Nobody on the team could shoot. And KD was still averaging 30 with that spacing. LeBron playing with shooters. Battier, Ray Allen, James Jones, Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers. This is why I talk about what people like this guy, Mars, talk sports. You need to talk about Hello Kitty or some dumb shit. Because it makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. That's the problem with guys like Mars talk sports. They only want to talk about one part of the game. And I get it. I'm going to keep saying this. I get it. If you want to put LeBron tier 1, I'm cool with that. If you want to put LeBron tier 1, I'm cool with that. But to say just no to KD at his peak prime, bro, You got to watch the games. That's exactly why I said this. As a player, if you watch the games, there's no way you could put LeBron on tier 1 by himself. KD has to be on that tier. Maybe you could make an argument for Steph, Jokic, and Giannis. They haven't done enough, so I get it. But to say, bro, you gotta. This is what I mean when I say you gotta watch the games. They bring different things to the table. LeBron, he controls everything. He want to orchestrate everything. Everything is at his speed. He want to make sure this get played. He want to make sure every possession counts. That's a skill. That's a magical skill that LeBron has used throughout his career. That's why he piles up a lot of different points, rebounds, and assists, because every possession is coming through him. KD has a different skill than that. Does LeBron space the floor and give gravity on the three-point line that KD does? Is anybody rotating out to LeBron James on the three-point line like KD does and provide spacing? That's something that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but you'll never know because his PER, his VORP PER wins above replacements, net score, minus net rating, dumb shit that people who don't know basketball can tell you who's good after 3 minutes of watching them play. They can't tell you none of that. Anybody who ever played basketball, they can walk in the gym and look at somebody for 3, 4, 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 possessions and tell you that player is good, that player is not. Stuff that KD does, LeBron can't do because it don't show up in the stat sheet. The ability to just get on a team and your player doesn't, and the other player, the other best player on the team doesn't have to change anything to their game. They're not figuring things out possession to possession, possession from possession like they are with LeBron James. With LeBron, you don't know if he wants to be a scorer on this possession. He wants to get in the post on this possession. He wants to run a pick and roll this possession. He wants to size up this possession. With KD, you literally can throw him in any position. Come off a flare, go into the post, and the other best player get to do whatever they want to do, whatever's comfortable with them, and KD will be cool with it because he can literally play anything. And then on defense, you can say LeBron is a better defender. Yes, you probably can. As a perimeter defender. But in today's NBA, in the NBA historically, there's a reason why bigs always win Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm not saying KD is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I'm just saying he's a better rim protector than LeBron James. He averages more blocks than LeBron James. A 7-foot rim protector who gives you 30 points per game? And you trying to tell me he's not tier 1 at his peak? He averaged 35 in the finals. 35 on 55, 45, 95. Easy work. And it's not like the Cavs was ass. Kyrie was averaging 30. LeBron was averaging 30. During that season leading up to that first time that they matched up in Golden State, KD and the Warriors lost on Christmas. And people were saying, oh, LeBron, they still got the Warriors number. Kyrie, he always outplayed Steph Curry. And then when we got to the finals, it was a lot of people picking against the Golden State Warriors. But because KD made it look like a dog walk, we rewrite history. We rewrite history, Nick Wright. We rewrite history, Shannon Sharp. We rewrite history, Kendrick Perkins. All these people. Because y'all don't want to understand the truth. Or y'all don't want to own up to and take any accountability of what y'all said leading up to that. Because I remember it all happening. I do. And I'm not even talking about just championship performance. I'm talking about as a player. I get that LeBron James with all these PER stats and new shit that people who don't know how to play basketball, have never been on a basketball court, get to just say dumb shit and then just go to numbers that somebody who else didn't play basketball and just using damn near like an IT scheme. It's damn near like an AI scheme. If you don't want everybody who don't know how to play basketball, just look at these numbers. Bro, numbers can always be deceiving. It can always be deceiving. Just like the fucking Super Bowl that just happened. It looks like the Kansas City Chiefs only lost by like 20 points. They was getting beat by 40. But because of garbage time, all that stuff counts into your overall average and all that dumb shit, you think something happened that didn't happen. You think something happened that didn't happen. It wasn't really that close. It wasn't. But because all this stuff averages into the numbers, aggregated into the numbers, it looks like something that didn't happen. Tyrese Halliburton, it looks like he had, I forget what game that was. I think it was 3 or 4. He went into the fourth quarter with like 4 or 5 points. And then he finished with 15 because he got him in garbage time. So it looked like he played a good game. That get combined and aggregated into his averages. So it looks like he did something that he didn't, but it didn't really happen. That's when I say, look at the games. Look at the games. KD at his peak is on par with any player in history. I'm going to say it. Other than probably Shaq and Michael Jordan, every other player in NBA history, peak for peak, as a player, you ain't putting them above Kevin Durant. It can't happen. It's not going to happen. It don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. And I know people just want to go to stats and numbers and all this other stuff, but that's not the whole story when you watch basketball. I don't watch stats. Of course, some stats, some baseline round stats, points, rebounds, and assists, okay. But once you start getting into VORP and PER and wins above replacement and box score, net plus minus bullshit, bro, it don't make sense. And it never made sense to me. So Mars Talk Sports, you need to talk about a different sport. Or you need to do some more homework. Because you just saying no to Kevin Durant at his peak. It makes no sense. Like, you probably didn't, you was in the middle of the show. You probably didn't want to respond. I don't know. But to me, I just feel like that's disrespect. I think that's KD disrespect. That's too much disrespect for me.